summer's coming around.
Wonder how that was different.
It's probably gonna
Happen again.
another 15 minutes, yeah.
Do you want me to put the lines down?
But not that.
Dave.
Hi.
Hi, Steve.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good, good.
So I heard good things about the dancing.
Anything there happened?
Yeah.
Oh, you heard good things?
Yeah, a couple people said they thought it was very good.
No, it's just open Saturday. But he doesn't have a venue. Or a venue. It's a really constructive one.
You gotta look at the Scrabble, you gotta look at the Scrabble board.
They have what?
They have a Scrabble board.
Yeah,
up on
but
the-
like no takeaway, basically. And then she wanted to call in and he goes, well, I don't have that set up.
They wanna get
Work in
over-
progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a website, that is,
Yeah. Oh, I wish them the best. I hope it works out. Oh, you've eaten it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Chicken salad is good. 4 times. Spread it around. Trouble.
I was in the city yesterday, and I got a delicious chicken salad sandwich. And it was $9. They charge more. And if you're gonna charge more up here.
Dan calling in or is he?
Oh, he's on vacation. Hmm?
He was going to be cruise to China.
And she
He's not
came.
going anywhere near China.
Yeah.
He's like in Europe.
She makes things
I
up.
just make things up.
Oh, you thought it was going to sound,
Yeah,
I thought you said, I thought you said he said it was going to.
No, she thought that's
I
what
was
he
telling
said.
her that, and then he's like, I'm going to Europe.
No, close enough. It's on the plan.
Yeah, you're a good geometry student, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you keep going around, you'll get there, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, welcome everyone to the May 15th, 2023 Village Board meeting. If you could please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion to open the public hearing for local law number 2, a local law authorizing best value competitive bidding and procurement?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there any questions regarding proposed local law? Do you want to
What is
give
it?
a little
Well,
background on it?
I can give a little background. Dave, do you want to
Yeah,
do
whenever
the
you
meat and
want me to
potatoes
just-
and I'll give
Yeah, I
it?
mean, I can give you the overview if you want.
If you don't mind,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
do the
yeah.
overview.
So, I mean, basically, it's a New York statute that allows for municipalities to use something other than competitive bids when they're awarding contracts. So, which a lot of times, when you have types of services or goods or whatever, that the lowest bidder may not be the best value for the village. So there's criteria that the state has set out in the statute about what you have to consider. You can't just pick anybody. You've got to make a determination that they're gonna do the best job for the village and come up with the best value. So that's what this, without a statute, the village can't do that. So it will amend the procurement policy to provide for that. It applies to contracts of over 20,000 for expenditures of, and of non-services, and 35,000 for services. And there's certain exclusions, but they probably won't apply that much. So, and then the piggybacking thing, the ability to use other contracts under circumstances that are allowed by law is also in there, although it really doesn't need to be because it's allowed by statute, so.
Yeah, well, I like the fact that it's spelled out in there.
Yeah.
An example is, we've had, 3 years ago or better, we've been trying to buy a garbage truck, a new garbage truck. And 2 or 3 years, Dan Peters is working on it, was unsuccessful. The beginning of the year, we did locate a garbage truck, but it was on a Connecticut state bid. So we weren't able, with our policy, we weren't able to purchase it. So we had to go out to bid and get other bids for that same exact truck. And luckily, by the time that process was completed, the contract, the gentleman who contacted us with the garbage truck was the lowest bid. But there was a few weeks that went by, he could have sold it, and we would have been without a truck again, so.
There was one other thing too. I mean, it also tightens up the procurement policy. The 2015 procurement policy had provided for certain individuals to be able to make, and they named it by name. Many of them were not on the board anymore. So the thought was to eliminate that and to basically say, unless there's an emergency, all purchases of goods and services have to be approved by the board, the full board. So that creates more transparency in that regard. And again, there is an exception for emergencies, so.
Okay. So with that background, is there any questions regarding this? Okay. So hearing none, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so, everybody have a chance to read the minutes, I hope?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So can I get a motion to approve the April 17th and May 1st minutes?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So in order to now adopt local law number 2, we also have to approve the seeker process of resolution, which basically is declaring this a type 2 action. Adoption of regulations, policies, procedures, local legislative decisions in connection with any action on this list. So does anybody have any questions regarding the seeker and type 2?
Yep.
So can I get a motion to approve the seeker?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
No second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And the next step is to actually now approve the local law. So now therefore be it enacted that the Board of Trustee of the Village of Pauling hereby adopts the local law for the Village of Pauling with the text of such local law to be in the form of the attached here to thereafter Exhibit A. So can I get a motion to adopt local law 2?
I'll make that motion for local law authorizing best value competitive bidding and procurement.
And I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. So, yep. We just recently, another vacancy on the board and need to appoint an additional person to be a village trustee. And so I would like to present bringing on Steve Panzella as a new trustee. So if I could get a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
Okay, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And Steve, if you'd like to come up and join us, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
You may wanna just abstain for the night until you kinda get your meeting legs on.
Yeah, that's
So, but certainly, you know, observe, and if you have any questions, certainly ask them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, the tax warrant, so this is in the packet. This is for individuals who have not paid their water bills, sewer bills, or garbage bills, or who owe additional taxes, from a sale or a purchase. So by approving this, it, gives our treasurer, Elizabeth Shedd, gives her direction to now, add these amounts, to the tax bills that will be going out, either May 31st or June 1st, somewhere in that area. You'll be getting your new tax bills, and this, this amount will be added on to whoever it is. It's all individuals and whatever, and different amounts and whatever, but this is to allow her to collect the funds that were not processed correctly, so. So can I get a motion to approve the tax warrant as presented?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any comments or
No.
discussion? Okay, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, so we're getting to the end of our current budget, which ends May 31st. And as most people getting towards the end of their budget get thin in some lines, I mean, we do our best to estimate what our expenses might be and into what different lines it might be, but it's never a perfect world. So we are having to make amendments within the budget, but to keep in mind, we're moving from one line to another line, and these reallocations are not increasing the overall budget. So the overall budget that was passed is not being exceeded, it's just moving from one line to another, you know, to cover expenses that exceeded what we thought it would be, so. So anybody have any questions regarding this?
No, I looked it over, I don't have any questions, but how do you wanna make that motion? Do we have to do line by line?
No, I can say as presented, and then
presented.
this will be in the minutes.
Right.
There is copies in the
Mhm.
back if anybody were to have any questions on it, but,
Very good.
yeah. So, any other questions? Okay, so can I get a motion to pass the budget modifications as presented?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, it's that time of year, it's our, oops, did I miss something?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I'm sorry. Disregard.
Okay. So there is, just to give you a little snippet of this, EPA has this stormwater program, and it's for water quality purposes, to manage all of your catch basins, your drainage ditches, to try to keep clean water clean. And so EPA has this unfunded mandate that they pass down to the state, and the state so nicely passes down to us and makes us jump through all these hoops, but doesn't give us any funding to do it. And we, Village of Pauling, work with a Dutchess County MS4 coordinating committee so that we try to do as much together, so it's not so onerous for any individual municipality. And it's basically tracking when you cleaned out catch basins and things that you've done that you can take credit for, education and outreach and all that. So the annual report is due June 1st. So that was part of your packets. Hopefully you guys were able to review it. And if we pass it tonight, then I can sign it and we can send it off to DEC by the deadline when it's due June 1st. So anybody have any questions regarding the report?
Yeah, quite lengthy, but.
Yeah, so just to let everyone know that last year we were successful in working with the town of Pauling in getting a grant, one of the things that we've been now required to do is actually map all of our catch basins, our drainage ditches, our outfalls into a program called GIS, which is Geographic Information System. Thank you. Very good, John. So we were successful in getting a grant with the town, and we're going to be doing all of that mapping. We'll be able to purchase the software with the grant. We'll be able to purchase some handhelds to do all the data collection, and then we'll have it all in the map system. And once we've done that, we'll be able to use the handheld for a bunch of other infrastructure scenarios that we have. So it was a great opportunity, and that will help us out a lot. So.
I know a lot of work went into the document, so thank you for that.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the annual MS4 report?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we have two different assembly permit requests. We have St. John's. They're going to be marching on our sidewalk. Their date is June 11th, and the march will be from noon to 1 p.m. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve the assembly?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then we have one from the American Legion for their annual Memorial Day ceremony, which is held on the green. It will be on May 29th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We do not have an engineer's report tonight. Our engineer is on vacation. And so can I get a motion to pay the Metro North bills in the amount of $890.90?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting and go into public comment?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any public comment?
Yeah.
You just need to state your name and your first.
Janet Couch. I want to know what is happening with the restaurant on the corner of 22 and West Main Street. It's been dormant for 2 years, and I don't know what is happening.
I think I will defer that to our attorney, Dave Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's been some conversation about, they're coming in and, resolving some of the issues. We're hoping that will happen.
What are some of the issues? Is
Well, they're in violation of their site plan.
well,
They applied for a site plan, they violated the terms of it, which is, they have a court order from the Dutchess County Supreme Court that they're not allowed to build because they didn't do what they said they were gonna do. And that's been the problem.
does it have something to do with the roof?
Yeah, that's part of it, yes.
Because it's a beautiful roof. I mean, it's a Spanish tile, which will last forever. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you
better
know,
than
If
slate.
you've been following what's going on in public, it's not at all what was proposed. And it's not what the village architect has indicated is consistent with the character of the community. Everybody has their own opinion, but that was what they committed to do, was to make it an asphalt roof, and so.
I live on Sheridan Drive. My name is Barbara Southwoods, and I'm wondering if there is a code which is enforced regarding maintenance of property. 68 West Main is a disaster. Everyone in our neighborhood is just upset about that property. And if the grass gets any higher, I won't be able to see to get out of my street. The inspector could swing by there and take a look at it.
There is a property maintenance, and
It's
so I'll
just-
have the building inspector take a look at that.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Guess not.
All right, well, thank you, everyone, have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.